Hello everyone. Today I have this Macbook 13 Pro that came in for power on but no display. So this laptop powers on, so we can hear the chime when we power it on, and we can see the fan spins, but nothing comes to the screen. I have inspected the LVDS connector and I found it damaged. This the one that I have replaced. Let me show you under the microscope. Let me go to microscope first. Okay, so here is the connector. As you can see, most of the pins are good, but those two, the last two pins in this side, as you can see, those two pins are pushed to the plastic of the connector. These are the ground and 3.3 volt LCD VDD that goes to the LCD, to the screen. So I replaced the connector. I replaced this connector and I cleaned the wire, the connector on the wire that goes to the display, but it still didn't work. Okay, so let me go to, so as you can see, here is the connector. This is the connector on the display wire. As you can see, those two pins, that was not good on the old LVDS connector, this one. Okay, I cleaned those two pins and I have changed the whole connector, but it still didn't work. It works but no display. I started in doing some investigation or diagnosing around that connector to see if there is any component damaged or anything that have gone wrong, but nothing, everything looks okay. But when I started testing the lines that goes to the 3.3 LVDS connector, this is first pin, this is ground, this is this one. Second and third one, the second one and the third one are the 3.3 volt that goes to the LCD, and it's called LCD VDD voltage. This voltage comes from this filter or inductor. The main 3.3 volt first comes here between these two inductors, and then it passes through this inductor and goes to those two pins, the LCD VDD 3.3 volts. But this connector should be the same as this one. If we test this in continuity mode, this should beep, indicating that it is good, as you can hear. But this one is not good. It's not connecting, it's not beeping, and it looks like that it has been replaced, or I don't know, maybe I have touched it while I'm replacing this connector. So what will I do now? I will replace this inductor and we will see if it will work or not. I don't have a new one, but I have got a replacement, but it is a little bit larger, but I think it will be okay. Okay, so let's first remove the old one. it looks like that this inductor has welded itself to the motherboard. I couldn't get it out, and as you can see, it's moving. So what will I do? I will try and use a snipper and cut it off, break it from there, and we'll take it from there. I don't want to damage the motherboard. As you can see, I don't know if I can take it out there without damaging the motherboard. Here is a part of it. Let me clean this area. I'll take that part first. As you can see, the pads has been ripped because it welded itself to the pads. So I will have to solder it here with this inductor, and I will use piece of wire to connect it to this capacitor here. Okay, or I can scratch this trace here and from here. So here is the inductor. I have soldered it out of camera because I was mistaken when I said it must be connected to this side of this inductor and to this side of this capacitor. When I went back to the board view and check it, it turned out to be this side of this capacitor, this inductor goes to this side of this inductor, then goes to second and third pin of this LVDS connector. And this side is not going to this inductor. It has a separate line, separate trace going this side. It goes to this capacitor here. If we test in continuity mode from this capacitor to this filter here, there is no continuity, but here where I soldered this one, we have continuity. And now we have continuity even in the other side. So now this inductor should be okay and we should be all good. I will connect it. I will connect everything and we will test it together. But first I want to show you this, what I have just explained here in board view, so you can understand it better. Okay, here is the board view of this motherboard, and as you can see, here is the J9000 connector, which is the LVDS connector, and here is the inductor that I have just replaced, this one. As you can see, one side of it shows that it is connected to this capacitor here, but not this side, because this side is ground, and this side goes to pin 2 and 3 of the LVDS connector, which is PB3V3 LCD VDD. And this side is not connected to this inductor either. It's connected to this capacitor through a trace in here. Okay, so this one goes to pin 4 through this capacitor, but this one goes to pin 1 and 2 and 3 through this capacitor. Not through this capacitor, I mean, but is connected with this capacitor. This capacitor works as a bypass capacitor because one side is a ground. Same with this capacitor here. This side is ground, this side is PB3V3 S0 LCD. Okay, so now I will try the laptop and we will see together if it is gonna work. Okay, I have connected the LCD connector and the battery, so let's try it and hope for the best. Okay, so we have a backlight and the display is working. I'm very happy, I'm pleased. So the laptop worked. Thank you for watching and I hope I can see you in another video. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Thank you so much.